trying to make it toward this hair. Don't this bush behind me. Don't look like my hair.
You're fine. It's such a cute setup. Okay,
I'm like, hold on a
perfect.
minute. I got my questions here.
Yes, perfect. And I'm going to let everyone in just a second. Make sure we're good to go on our end. Okay, got questions, and I'll let them in now. Hi, everyone. Got
Hello,
this group here.
hello.
Got this group here, and we're also streaming on YouTube. So we'll get a few more viewers in and we can get started. So for those that don't know, my name is Katina. I'm Covet and Main's Education and Community Manager, and I have with me Angela Goff.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm so excited for this today. You guys have no idea. This has been something that has been consuming our world in the salon for the last few months, but it has been amazing and the best decision I've ever made. And I'm so excited to share, the challenges and the wins that we had with you guys. So if you guys are ever thinking about this, hopefully this is something that you can keep in the back of your mind and it'll stand out and hopefully help you.
So we're actually super excited because our team at Covet and Main will actually be going to Angela's salon this coming weekend to celebrate her rebrand. And we think it's such a beautiful thing that she's been in the industry for about 26 years. And she took a step back and said, I want to elevate in my business. So that started with a rebrand. So can you tell us what sparked that rebrand for you?
You know, um, I always wanted a name and a salon to portray the image that I've always had in my head. Um, I bought a salon, years ago that was previously owned by someone else, and I think all of these things that have happened in my business as a salon owner have been for the good. But there's been some challenges with it, and it was always hard to change something that was already made. And so I always had this image of what I wanted and this level of service that I wanted for my guest and the stylist there as well. Previous ownership struggles kind of inspired me to change this so that I could align with the salon and the girls and the guys in the salon could also do the same.
So how long have you decided to do your rebrand? Did you put your plan into action? And how long did it take?
So it took, well, being a salon owner for 18 years, it's something that I kind of always wanted to do, but never really felt like I could.
Mhm.
It really was probably about 6 months ago that I probably decided that I really was going to elevate everything. I've been wanting to do it for a while and I had some struggles, some roadblocks, so to say.
Mhm.
And the rebrand really took about 4 to 6 months. And so it's been the best thing I ever did for sure.
I love that. And why was your rebrand important to you?
Um, my vision is to have multiple locations and I want them to all have this distinct feel. I want my guest and my stylist to have this elevated experience when they walk through the door. And I knew that I really needed to change what I had in this specific location to do
Mhm.
so. And so that has been kind of my thought process through it all is to grow, be able to grow. And when I want to grow, I have to have a certain level of a feel and experience when the guest and stylists come in. So I want to be able to take this vision and then grow with it.
Oh, I love that. And I love that you mentioned you're wanting more
Yeah.
locations. That's really exciting.
No, I'm excited. It's been
And
exciting. It's been so exciting.
and what was the favorite part of the rebrand? Like what moment stood out to
Um,
you?
I feel like I loved when the guest would come in and things would change. Just seeing their excitement and also the team's excitement,
Mhm.
I think for me has been really special to me. I think in this industry, we all have a level of, I want to please people. I want people to be happy around me. And I want people to
Mhm.
love what I'm doing, of course. And being able to see that in them was really exciting for me. So for
Mhm.
sure, their excitement has been fun.
That's a warm feeling, like to know that
Yeah,
how
for
you
sure.
feel is like growing within your
Hmm.
team.
Sure, absolutely.
And how do you maintain employee loyalty during and after a rebrand? Like, what did it look like when you said, "Ooh, I want to switch everything around for everyone that's been with you for so long"?
I think communication is key. And I struggle with that. I feel like being behind the chair as a salon owner, a lot of us are behind the chair.
Mhm,
And, a lot of times I feel like in my mind, they should be able to see this in me. But they
mhm,
don't. And I have to always remind myself that communicate all the time. These guys that I work with are my top priority and they are like
mhm.
family. We've all worked together, some of us 18 years.
Oh, wow.
And I want them to love their space so that they will
Mhm,
love bringing their guest in and knowing that they have a special place is really, really important for me. So, for sure, communication was the biggest struggle, really. But I
mhm.
do feel like they were always right by my side in this, and it's been so good, and we've grown even that much closer through this all.
Love that. And did some of your staff transition out of the salon once the rebrand got in process?
No, once we started this rebrand, everybody was eager to level up. I think that's been something that they've really
Good.
had on their heart for a long time. And
Mhm.
so I feel like they are just so excited. They come to work every day, even, just excited.
Yeah.
And I hear them coming all the time saying, "Oh my gosh, I love this new space." And guests are really loving it. And I'm going to say it's not been easy. I've had a
Mhm.
PR team that has helped me a lot and I've had a lot of help from you guys at Kevin and Maine. It's been amazing, and I think that's what's been so good for me is the community behind Kevin and Maine. That's why I love you guys so much.
Oh, love you. So I know you mentioned like communicating the change was one of the biggest challenges. Were there any other challenges that came along as you were going through this process, and how did you overcome those?
I think it was really, we really didn't have a lot of issues within house, so to speak.
Mhm,
Change can be tough, but we all worked through it, respecting each other's opinions. I look to
mhm,
these guys a lot for my help, and they definitely are like a family for me. They all jump
mhm,
right in and help. We all respect each other immensely, and we have all great opinions. And I just think that they were always able to help me and kind of pull it together. And so,
mhm,
when you're thinking about a rebrand for sure, I think knowing that you have a really good team beside you is really important.
mhm,
Without them, I could not have probably done this the way that I did it, trying to be able to work every day and treat
mhm.
our guests keep that level of their experience the way we wanted to create. We didn't want the clients to come in into, this crazy madhouse of
Right.
environment. And so we were all really great and they all worked together to just maintain all of that while we were making all these changes.
And I love that you mentioned that because it's one experience for the people that work within your salon, but it's completely different
Mhm.
when you still have clients coming in, you're still wanting to maintain such like a luxury experience because as we all know, it's a luxury price point. So how did
Sure.
you bridge the gap from we're switching everything in the salon and making sure your clients still felt like, wow, I was taken care of when I walked in here?
Yeah. We had to really kind of carefully navigate the changes. We did it literally one thing at a time from, painting ceilings, knocking walls and things out,
Mhm,
bringing in new stations and all these things kind of had to be done strategically to
mhm.
where we didn't want to disrupt anything. And so every time the guests would come in, it seems like they would come in every single time, like, oh, wait,
Something
there's
new.
curtains that are all up. It was something new. And so sometimes they were kind of like, I don't understand. I can't get it. And I'm like, I know, I get it. I know, I get it. But there is an idea and a
Mhm.
vision. And they would honestly say every time I would come back in, I was super excited to see what would happen next. And
Aw.
so, I mean, we changed the name, the logo, the interior. We kind of changed
Mhm.
everything except for the family inside of it. and they were
Oh.
really, really excited to see that. So, I mean, it's like coming home to a new couch every time you come
Yes.
into your house. So they all were like, "Oh, we have new chairs and new stations." So it was exciting for them. It was really exciting.
Mhm. And it's nice to walk that journey with clients that have been in the salon. They're like, I'm sticking with you. I want to see how you grow.
Yeah,
And they're also supporting your growth too.
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
They've been wonderful.
Right. And did your pricing change once the rebrand was completed? How did you update that and communicate that if it did?
So, yeah, it did. And it just reflects the cost of providing a luxury experience at your client with your clients. And that's something that they can truly value. I feel like for sure, our guests want to feel the value in in what they're getting. They want to feel that they are coming in. I know this industry, we've all had to do a lot of changes lately. Things have gone up, everything in life has gone up. And they know that, our guests know that, and they expect that from us. But with
Mhm.
that price increase, we've also been able to level up and give them such an amazing experience. And how I communicated this was honestly a simple face-to-face conversation with them. A lot of us have our little stools in the salon, and we kind of like to sit down, kind of knee to knee, so to speak, with those guests and just let them know,
Mhm.
hey, obviously everything's gone up. The next time you come in, this is what you're looking at. Is this going to be okay? Do we need to switch some things to, fix your budget? And I always have taught the girls as well that from the beginning of the service, meaning before they step into the salon, that
Mhm.
that is a part of their experience, not just from the moment they step in the door until they walk out. I feel like,
Mhm.
the communication with them beforehand. What is the new space going to look like? We
Right.
had all of our branding sent out to them beforehand so they would know, hey, when I'm Googling the address or Googling the name, it's going to change and pop up
Right.
to another name. So, when they would put
Mhm.
the old salon name in, because that's what they knew, even though they knew where we were at, we all tend to use our Google Maps and Waze from time to time.
Exactly.
And so it would naturally change over to the new name. And so
Mhm.
we all had that conversation with them as these things were going on.
Right.
And so we communicated with them from the beginning of them scheduling that appointment, even after, hey, how did you feel? And we've had the best outpouring of love and just some really good reviews from this. It's been exciting for sure.
I love that. It's kind of similar
Yeah.
to like when you're first meeting that client and they're sitting in your chair and you're building that trust with them. It's like, what do you like?
Hmm.
What needs to change? And let me know we're going through something new and we'd love for you to come on this journey with us and just being open to that. And I think, as you said,
Absolutely.
communication really plays a part in that because we could have made all of these changes and not told anyone, but they came for the service, but they stay for their stylist, for the connection they've made while they've been there.
Yeah. I mean, we love on our guests for sure. And I think that they feel that. And I think that's why our team does so well. I think that they just really
Mhm.
have a love for their guest. And I think the guests feel it for sure.
And what advice would you give someone who's thinking about a rebrand but is nervous to take that next step?
I think um, in this crazy fast-paced life that we are in, and I know this was probably
Mhm.
my biggest struggle sometimes besides communication,
Mhm.
just really sitting back and thinking, what is it that I would want in a space as a guest or a stylist? So I really had to
Mhm.
take some time to just sit back and think, what is it that I truly want? And that's where I had
Mhm.
decided I want to be able to grow and create more locations. And what do I love?
Mhm.
What do I not love in this space? If there's something that I don't love so much, I want to change that. This space should reflect you as an owner and your stylist.
Mhm.
What is your budget? Like
Right.
obviously, I feel like my budget, I had this in my head of what this was going to cost. And of course, allow yourself for more because you're going to
Yes.
change a lot of things. And, everything
Mhm.
is gone through the roof as far as like, gosh, I hired a plumber and he gave me the cost and I was like, what? I'm like, you,
Like that was
what
not
happened?
in the
Anyway, so
budget.
oh my gosh, I thought, but again, everything is just everything in life has gone up. What are
Mhm,
your overall like business goals? And really getting clear with that. I have a really great friend that's a part of the Covet Main team, and she talks about our PIP time. It's power in the pause. And we schedule, she had taught me to really sit back and schedule if it's one day a week, one day every other week, and take that moment, get out of your house, get out of your normal space. And for me, I go to a little local coffee shop and I sit down, and I already know when I go into that space what it is I want to focus on. A little bit of my ADHD gets to go on if I don't get out of my space. And
mhm,
I really have to make an intentional time to sit back and think about, okay, what is it? What is my budget? What is it that I can truly
mhm.
spend on this rebrand? How long is a reality of what
Okay.
this is going to take? What is it going to do to my team? All these things that we've talked
Mhm,
about. You have to really just get clear on those things that you want and the reality of what it's going to look like, because it's going to be a process. Like I said, it's been about 6 months, and finally we are at a beautiful place, and I get to welcome you guys in next week. And I'm so excited, or actually this week, and I'm so excited.
yes.
But just really getting clear on those things are going to
Mhm,
serve you well for sure.
mhm. Because it's nice to have like a beautiful space to walk into, but you have to be very real with yourself of what it's going to cost, how you're going to make that back, communicating that to your team. There's
Mhm.
a lot of things that intertwine with each other that need to start from the beginning of the process so you succeed at the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just know that things aren't always going to go the way you had it planned. But you're
Mhm,
going to, at the end of it, you're going to be so much better off than you ever were. And
mhm.
you can do hard things for sure. And I think just reminding yourself of that every day is
Mhm.
something that I have to wake up and in gratitude every single day. I wake up as soon as my alarm goes off, I wake up in gratitude and I tell myself, I can do hard things. I can do this.
I love that. And I do have one fun question for you. What's the soundtrack of your newly branded salon? Like, what's your vibe? How would you share that?
So, I don't know if it's because we're in Nashville. I'm a music lover for sure. I mean, and the girls always
Yes.
laugh at me. Every song that comes on, I'm like, oh my God, this is my favorite song. This is my favorite song. I mean, like, I am such a music lover. I feel it in my soul, but I
Mhm,
had to really step back, and I'm going to ask you guys
mhm,
this as well. When you're picking a playlist for your salon, for your space, do you pick a playlist that's for
mhm.
you? I mean, like I'd be listening to Usher all day if that was the case. And I think most of us were most of the time. But I had to think to myself, I want to elevate every single corner of this space down to the toilet paper. We elevated that as well. So I had to really think to myself, what is it that my
Mhm.
guests really want to hear versus
Lord.
what do I want to hear? So we
Mhm,
really curated an amazing Spotify list under the main atelier. It's a vibes playlist, and I'm a Halsey fan. I love a guy named Adam Doliak,
mhm,
Abel Hart, Teddy Swims. Really just catering to a more calming yet like
mhm.
vibrant atmosphere for our guest. I feel like this was kind of like the cherry on top for me was the music. So we really thought long and hard about this. And sometimes the girls will say to me, okay, I've had enough of this playlist. It's 4 in the afternoon. We want to
We
bump
needed
it up.
to.
So we have our bump up playlist as well. So, we just realized in the mornings when we would come in, when we were listening to crazy,
Mhm.
2000s R&B, but music, that maybe at 7 o'clock in the morning, our clients really weren't loving that. So we really got intentional with our playlist for sure. So right down to the playlist we've changed.
Okay. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And are there any questions before we wrap up? Angela, it was so nice to just talk through your process and just to see how far you've come in your journey being within this business for 26 years. That's no small feat, and you should be very proud of that and excited for this
Oh,
new
thank you.
journey too.
Thank you
Love
so
you.
much. I appreciate you guys and everything that you've done for me. And, that's why I love Covet Maine so much is just that community and knowing that even, I mean, not being just an educator with you guys, just the girls in my salon, I see the relationship that you guys have with them as well and how you support them. And from one
Sure.
artist to these other ones as well, we just thank you guys so
Mhm.
much for the support that Covet Maine shares with us each and every day.
Oh, of course. I think one of the big things that Defina pours into all of us is our community and pouring back into our stylists. So, however, we can be an assist to make your dream come true, we're happy to do so. It's about our community. But
Thank
I
you so
don't see
much,
any
Katina.
questions. Of course. And thank you, everyone that's joining us on their Monday. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you next week. Bye,
Bye,
Angela.
guys. See you next week. Bye.
See ya. Bye.